Hello, my dream owls. Yes, I had a couple of dreams that I've been having. It is weird. I have 3 dreams to tell you. One dream is about being pregnant. Alright, so bear with me when I tell you this story. It's a little weird. Okay, so I wanted to have a child, but I didn't go out and find a guy to, So I went to the doctors and I'm like, hey doctors, I want to have a baby. And they're like, okay, follow us. And I'm like, alright, so I follow the doctor and we walk into this room and there is a machine. Yes, a machine sitting there. And you go up to the machine and it has a whole bunch of buttons and you can make your baby. I know what you're thinking. Make a baby? What? I know, that's exactly what I was saying when I woke up. I'm like, what? Make a baby? Okay, so I went over to this machine and you get to pick the hair color of your baby, eye color of your baby, the personality that it will have when it's older, and what else? I can't remember what else, but yeah, you can pretty much create your own baby. You know how they have those they do test tubing and you can have the eye color, you can pick the eye color, hair color, all that stuff like that. But this one took it to the whole new level of making a baby. You can pick its eye color, pick its personality, what it looks like when it grows, what it's gonna look like when it grows up, all that stuff like that. So I sat there and I pressed all the buttons, did what I wanted to do, picked the personality and all that stuff like that. And then at the other end, you go down and you pick up this little tube that has your soon-to-be child in it. Sometimes I wonder what the fuck is wrong with my head. So you take the tube and you go to this other room where they insert the child into you. I don't even know. And when I woke up, I'm like, what? Excuse me? I'm so confused. So yeah. I have no idea at all. I feel like when I sleep, I feel like I might have taken thousands of different drugs just to have that freaking dream. I have no idea where my brain comes up with these kind of dreams. They are so weird. Whew. And I did this one video where I talked about my fears. And one of my fears is spiders. It's the #1 fear I have. Okay, so I had this nightmare. It's not a dream, it's a nightmare. It's an actual nightmare. Okay, so I had this dream. I can't remember the full dream, but I remember I was sitting and talking with this person, and there was this flower. And I don't know, I saw the flower and I'm like, oh, that's a cute flower. It was what kind of flower was it? It was a sunflower. I remember the sunflower. And I was looking at it and I'm like, oh, that's a pretty flower. And for some reason, I had the urge to kick the sunflower. I don't know why. I did. I kicked the sunflower and it fell over. And the sunflower was this big around. It had a big hole at the bottom. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, that's a little weird. And something told me again to kick the sunflower. So I kicked it again. And a whole nest, I swear to living God, billions, gajillions of freaking little goddamn fucking spiders came fucking crawling out of that freaking spider, the freaking sunflower. I was just like, oh my god, what have I done? And I was just creeped out and I was freaking out and I'm like, oh my goodness gracious, what do I do? And I was I was just freaking out. I didn't know. And then I looked down and they were crawling up me. And I'm like, no. And I woke up and I'm like, nope, 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 no, 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 no. I was like, oh, I text my best friend and I'm like, I just had a nightmare about spiders. And of course she wasn't awake at the time. But I was like, oh my god, I had a nightmare about spiders. And I went to the bathroom and I came back and I'm like, I can't sleep. And I think she woke up at that time, or I don't remember, but I remember her texting me back at some point. And I'm like, yeah, it was about spiders. I had and I don't think I told her the dream, but I told her that it was about spiders, and she's like, all those damn fucking spiders and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah. I was just, no, I hate spiders. OMG, I hate them so much. Oh. Okay, in my third dream, I'm going to tell you, I had a dream. This was like a long time ago, but this one's, I totally forgot to mention it in my first video that I made of this. But I had this dream where I was a baby and my mom was holding me and she was like feeding me and rocking me and singing to me, and it felt so real. And then she put me down to sleep, for a nap, and when I rolled one way and I ended up rolling off the couch and waking up to me being older. And it was like so real. Like, I rolled to my side, I went to roll to my side, and when I rolled to my side, I ended up rolling off the couch and onto the floor, where I turned into where I was older, where I was 8 years old. Yeah. And it felt so real. Like, I was in a crib, asleep, rolled onto my side, rolled off a couch, and woke up to being 8 years old. And that felt so real. Like, by the time I hit the floor, I'm awake and I'm 8 years old. So I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, I was just a baby, my mom was taking care of me, feeding me with a bottle, and then she put me down in the crib to sleep. I rolled to my side, wake up, I rolled, I hit the floor, wake up, and I'm 8 years old, and I'm falling off the couch. I'm like, okay. And it was so real. Like, I was just a baby. My mom was just taking care of me as a baby, and now I'm 8 years old. What? Like, it felt, and I felt like my life started at that moment. Like, after that dream, after I woke up, I felt like my life started at that moment, and I felt like I could remember everything else that happened when I was 8 years old, but any time past 8 years old to back, I can't remember anything. Zero. Nada. I can't remember anything from the age of 8 years old. That is crazy. I can't remember anything when I was 5, 4, 3, 2, whatever else numbers. I can't remember anything else. And it's crazy. 5, 6, 7. But 8 years old, I can remember everything from then to all the way up to now. For real, I felt like my life started when I was actually, like, I don't know, like, it's so weird and it's crazy, like, ugh. But anyways, my dream owls, that's the end of this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. And if you have any dreams that you want to tell me down in the comments down below. I love to hear about your dreams and how weird or non-weird they are.